So like we were saying, people were out of touch with their food, but since COVID happened, people were starting to be like, all right, where the hell's my food? Why aren't these restaurants open? Why isn't this hotel serving me food? Like every place that needed food was getting shut down. And that had a massive effect on the economy as a whole, agriculture economy, everything. And it really, if you sit back and really think about it, agriculture, plays a huge part in a lot of jobs, a lot of businesses, and a big part of the economy. And when the restaurants shut down, the hotels shut down, there's no expos happening, there's no parties happening, there's no sports happening. It's crazy. It's crazy to see. And
and I'll be curious to see how this number, and I honestly don't know where I find this number, but I'll have to try to look. I know that like 2 years ago, so traditionally in the past, obviously people have spent more money on buying groceries at the grocery store than they have on eating out. But like I think about 2 years ago was the first time that number had switched to where per capita Americans spent more money on eating out than they did on groceries. And it's been headed that direction for a long time, but I imagine with COVID for 2020, I'm sure that flipped, obviously, because it was, if it was good for the grocery stores if they could get supply of what they were doing. But, the ag economy in the United States, that's going to come back as far as the service side, the restaurants reopening, and that trend of people eating out, it's going to go that way.
Right.
And
it's as a convenience for humans.
That's
it just is. And we have Chick-fil-A now, and we don't have crappy fast food restaurants back in the 60s. I mean, I don't know how many fast food restaurants did you have back in the 40s and 50s and 60s? I
don't know.
Compared to today. And like you have a freaking fast food restaurant on every corner you go. So I don't know. They just try to lure you in.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I mean, let's all be honest here. If you've ever ate at Chick-fil-A, it is the premier fast food restaurant. I mean,
yeah, the only way it could be better is if it was tenderloin filet.
No, exactly. I mean, where's the pork products out here at these fast food restaurants or just restaurants in general? Why doesn't Longhorn Steakhouse have a premium pork ribeye that tastes damn good? Where's that at?
Are you saying that you would like the Tuscan Moon to go show everybody else in America how to cook a pork ribeye?
Yes. If you are ever in Southeast Iowa and you're in Kelowna, Iowa, go to the Tuscan Moon and order yourself a pork ribeye with garlic mash, cabbage with bacon, and some side of Marsala sauce.
The Marsala sauce.
You can thank me later, but that is the best cut of pork that I've ate besides barbecue, outside of the barbecue, in my life. It is... If they had that at Longhorn Steakhouse or Texas Roadhouse, it would be 50-50 every time I walk in there. If I'm getting the pork ribeye, if I'm getting a prime rib or just regular ribeye, because it's that good. It's that good. And I'm not just being biased here because I'm a pork producer. You go taste it and tell me how you feel about it. It's better than bacon.
So there's two things there. One, that's a completely we're not being paid by the Tuscan Moon. It's just true. It's a no-brainer. It's the best pork ribeye you'll ever have. And two, if Longhorn had that pork ribeye, you would be able to afford to have both because we would be selling so much pork that your contract would probably double because we couldn't raise enough pigs.
I'm fine with that. It's a win-win on my part.
So why choose?
I know.
Just get the 6 ounce. Oh, let's just get 2. We'll get the 8 ounce and the 8 ounce.
There you go.
Winter's coming.
They got to have a combo deal on there.
There you go. Spring's here, but winter's coming, so you got to keep that winter weight on.
There you go. That should be it right there.
But we kind of got off. But so nationally, between restaurant, food service, all of the shipping, all the packing, all the processing, there's a huge amount of people that are employed indirectly from agriculture. But then you take all of the companies that provide chemicals to the ag community,
seed companies,
equipment manufacturers,
tires,
diesel
fuel.
It's a huge it's a huge part of the economy, and
on a local level too.
Yeah.
Not only on the big scale U.S. economy, but local level as well. Like all the stuff that we need to run our operation and every other operation around us, farm communities, we got to go to Ace Hardware like 3 times a week.
3 times. I got to go there like every day.
Every day, because we got to get new stuff, and we got to get diesel fuel from FS, and there's all kinds of stuff. We got to get tires. There's actually a skid loader parked right out front of our barn here that's got a flat tire. We're going to have to go to our local tire shop and get that.
You know why? Because we were just in the tire shop because we had to get tires. We had 2 flat tires on the field cultivator.
Yep.
We took them there.
Yep.
And they had forgotten about us. We shouldn't have gone. I didn't want to go, but we had to. So then they were like, oh yeah, Whistlers haven't been in here much. So over the weekend, they drove out, scattered nails around, because that's what the people at the tire shop do.
They got a whole freaking pocket full of nails.
Oh no! Whenever you go into our local tire shop, they have like a tub in there, and it's all the stuff that they pulled out of tires, and there's some crazy stuff in there. But then every once in a while, you go in there and it's empty. Well, the reason it's empty is because on Sunday they just drive around, and they scatter that stuff around for people to pick up their tires. I mean, it's the easiest way. It's just they're just
reoccurring business.
Yeah,
baby.
they're protecting their business, and I guarantee you that's what happened. I guarantee you.
We
picked something
good job though.
Yeah, they do, but they could keep that stuff south, not bring it out here. But anyway, I totally lost my train of thought now that I was thinking about the tires. Oh, well, I was saying that you said we get different stuff. The only thing I go to Ace for most of the time is to buy more hammers and 9/16 wrenches.
Yep.
Because when I die, somewhere on this farm, you're going to find a bunch of them, and I don't understand what happens.
You know what? You might just one day when you pass away, and hopefully this isn't the way you go, but you might just trip and fall and hit your head on one of those damn hammers that you lost around here.
That would be kind of poetic.
Would be karma. That would be.
Well, I hope it's not karma.
It's not karma, but that would be. I don't know.
Ironic.
That would be ironic.
It would be very ironic.
Yeah, but back to steering our way back on board here.
Oh yeah. So locally, and this is something that I'm amazed to live in. I mean, rural America, small town rural America, and I run into so many people that have no idea how much ag adds to their local economy. And like our town's the same way. We're very lucky in the fact that Southeast Iowa is known for hog production, and we've got a lot of hog producers, both independent guys, smaller guys, and then larger family operations, integrators, and they employ a heck of a lot of people. They buy a lot of stuff. They get a heck of a lot of hamburgers at the drive-thru. They buy a lot of hammers at Ace or, Orscheln's or whatever. But the amount of business that gets added to our local economy from hog production specifically, but agriculture in general, it's huge. And it's one of the reasons that our community has actually grown a little bit when so many communities around the Midwest, lose population. I mean, we're not growing a lot, but we're holding our own.
And we're not the only farm community out there. I mean, that's when you're not on the West Coast and East Coast, it's in the middle. There's a bunch of small towns like ours, and a big part of our economy, not only, nationally, but locally, is small farm town communities. It's all the stuff that we said, tires, diesel fuel, seed, chemicals, fast food, burgers.
Yeah. But then, if you want to talk about economic development in the state of Iowa, and I was just thinking about this when I was just riding in the tractor, one of the best, in my mind, and I mean, I'm biased, I'll admit I'm biased, but one of the best ways to stimulate the Iowa economy is the hog business, and specifically hog buildings. And I mean, it's not going to be very good. I don't think it's going to be very good this year, and it may not be very good next year because the prices of the buildings are so high, it's going to be hard for people to build them. And then on the other side, I don't think that excuse me, I don't think that production's going to grow to where there's going to be the need that there has been in the past. But and that's gonna hurt a lot of small towns, because when you think about your shed,
Yep.
pretty much everything that went in that building
Was local at the local level, or in Iowa,
or at least in
Midwest.
Iowa or the Midwest, and
Yep.
pretty close to the Midwest.
Yep.
So the
TC Tiling did our dirt work out of Wayland,
Wayland,
Iowa. Dennis Dua, the man, myth, legend, concrete guy, and he's from Wayland. Is he from Wayland too? Wellman. He's from Wellman, Iowa. FS did our gas lines and fuel tanks, and they're from, where are they from? They're from Washington.
They're a co-op. They're from
co-op.
all over southeast Iowa or southern Iowa.
AP, all the AP, even barn equipment is from Assumption, Illinois.
Gates are from Earlville.
What about
EIP?
What about the feeders? Bremer?
Bramer's from Nebraska, and I can't remember what town that is in Nebraska. Sorry, guys. I can't remember. But and then
Cascade, Iowa, the slats,
custom precast.
I mean,
You can go on and
you
on.
can go on and on.
But all those communities benefit, and I mean that's a lot of jobs. And I don't think that gets talked about enough. In our little town, there's a company based here, Bazooka, and literally that business has boomed because of manure. Because when I was a kid, we hauled all the manure out of our hog buildings with a little better built vacuum tank. And today, you see them
Massive tanks,
and a lot of people drag lining. And these guys, they've basically built that business. And I always told them when I would see them at the show, every good year that we had selling hog buildings, that meant that the next year they were going to
have a damn good year,
because all those guys that put up these sheds,
they're going to need their manure hauled, and they're going to need stuff to do it.
They're either going to call somebody,
Yep.
or they're going to do it themselves. And if they do it themselves, they're going to be calling, I need this, I need it all.
Yep.
And that's just one little slice that goes on
For cattle sheds, poultry sheds, turkey sheds. I mean, that's
and even
just a
your
hog barn.
even your grain farmers, these grain operations,
The bins, the tractors, all the equipment, all that stuff. The building. I mean, if you want to build a machine shed, a shop, anything like that.